Good evening everybody, welcome to another video. May I take this opportunity to welcome any new subscribers, welcome back any current subscribers. Please feel free to comment, like and subscribe to this and all future content. Now let's get into the video. Today's video is about whether motorcycles are safe or not. Now everyone has their own opinion on this matter, but I am just going to voice my opinion. And that opinion is as follows. Now before we get into any sort of detail about the video itself, I just like to point out that I am not reading off a script. I am not telling people what they should and shouldn't do, what they can and cannot wear, what they can and cannot do. But like I said, this is my own honest, objective opinion, and slightly biased because I'm a biker anyway. Ah, fuck this lorry. But anyway, where shall we begin? Any bike can be dangerous. Any car can be dangerous. Any van can be dangerous. Any vehicle can be dangerous. In the wrong hands, even a butter knife can be dangerous. But we are not talking about kitchen utensils and other random objects. We're talking about motorcycles and the threat they pose, which from my point of view is very little to none. Now, being a biker, and have been a biker for 15 years, I feel as though I've got enough experience and knowledge to be able to give a honest, unbiased opinion. Well, kind of unbiased anyway. I would just like to point out that over the course of my 15-year riding experience, I have ridden a multitude of different bikes, ranging from 50cc Aprilia RSV50s, or RS50, sorry, to Honda Fireblade SPs. Now, may I just say that with the varying degrees of bikes that I've ridden, I can offer a slightly more objective outlook, and the fact that, like I said, anything can be dangerous. If you're unfortunate enough to end up in that situation, then it's just unfortunate. Like I said, any bike can be dangerous, any car can be dangerous, any other vehicle can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. Now a lot of it is common sense, some of it is knowledge you build up with experience, some of it is, you know, stuff that you learn via watching other people, learning how other people ride and so on. So you can learn in a lot of different ways from different people at different points in time. But when I first started riding, I had no one to learn from. I had no motorcycling background. I had no friends that were bikers at the time. You know, everyone was all about cars, 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 and that wasn't me. I had to be the odd one in the group. I had to be different. But the point I'm trying to make is, you know, riding a bike is by far and away a more exhilarating experience than driving a car, in my opinion. But anyway, back to the video at hand. Now we're going to break this down, hopefully bit by bit, and try not to confuse anyone. When it comes to motorcycles, like I've said to people before, you could be riding a 50cc moped, you could be riding a 1000cc superbike. Anything can be dangerous if done wrong. Now, I'm not going to. I can't turn around and say, I am the prophet. I am God. You must listen to me. Because if I said that, that'd just be me being contradictory. Because I don't listen to everyone that tells me stuff. But the point I'm trying to make is, what the fuck is going on there? Anything is possible if you're careful, considerate, and conscientious. Please do not ask me to spell that word. And there is a police car coming towards me. Thankfully it's not for me. If it was, I'd say I'm not home. I'd be like, ring ring, hello, goodbye, leave a message after the beep. Beep. But anyway, I digress. Enough of the comedy. This is a serious matter, he says in a really retarded voice. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you people? Like I keep saying, as a biker for 15 years, I feel I have a reasonable level of knowledge, a reasonable level of experience to be able to not teach or guide, but advise. Like for example, what you just saw go past me there, that guy on that Ducati Monster with a bag of shopping on his handlebars, is fucking dangerous. If you haven't got any way of carrying your shopping, don't go fucking shopping on a bike. Get the bus. You save yourself a lot of time and injury. Well, if the unfortunate were to happen. But like I say, back to the topic at hand. You can quite easily turn around and say, you can't do this, you can't do that, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. But it doesn't always work out that way. Oh, something came up my nose. And it's like, some people just will not be taught. You could teach someone the rules, the rights and wrongs of the road. They'll be like, yeah, I'm listening. And then within a week, they've had an accident because they haven't listened. So it's like, why do you bother talking? It's like this. Look how slow this person's going. Really? Oh, fuck off, you stupid old prick. Anyway, as I was saying, it's like everywhere you look, there's obstacles and dangers and hazards everywhere. I've got one camera looking at me, one camera looking out at the world, at what I'm seeing. Now, I can see people crossing the road in every which direction. I can see cars that have already passed the white lines where they should stop. I see couriers on mopeds not wearing the correct gear. I mean, I know I can't say much because I'm just literally wearing my gloves, helmet and this random fake leather jacket. But the point I'm trying to make is, I'm still wearing some sort of gear. Now, that's half the battle when it comes to danger. People will say, oh, I'm fine, nothing can touch me, I'm untouchable. And then they have a fucking accident and then they wonder why. Because they got overconfident, they got cocky, going, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, nothing can stop me. That was a really bad impression. But it's like, if you're going to learn to ride, do it the right way. If you're going to learn to ride, be careful about it. Use your brain, use what you were born with. You got ears on your face. What the fuck am I saying? You got eyes in the front of your head. You got ears on the side of your head. You have senses. Use them. Common sense saves a lot of hassle. It saves a lot of heartache as well. All it takes is for one person to get something uber wrong, like this. If I had to slow down there, do you think he would have stopped? Of course not. It's not always the bikes that are the problem. It's usually the fucking car drivers and God knows what else around them. It's like, for example, where I am now. So many cars, so many people walking around, so many potential hazards. It's like, look, Tootingbeck station. How many hundreds of thousands of people come through this station every day? You know, it's like, you know, it's not always the people on the bikes that are the problem. Sometimes, yes, it can be. It can be youthful over-exuberance. Sometimes it could be just sheer bad luck. Sometimes it could be like what this idiot on this fucking Grom's done and tried to go inside a lorry. You know, it could be something as simple as that. You know, there's so many variables that you need to take into account when riding in built up areas. I mean, if you're lucky enough to be able to take your bike to a field or a parking lot, or, you know, somewhere that's secluded, out of the way, away from traffic, away from people, then fine, good on you. If you can't, you've got to take the necessary precautions to be safe. Which that guy on that CBR nearly wasn't. It's like traffic everywhere, traffic, absolutely fucking everywhere. It's like, look at this for example. Now, this geezer that's just opened the door to his truck. If I had been watching, do you think he would have seen me? Probably not. When it comes to general, you know, awareness, some people see it, some people don't. I mean, like for example, my peripheral vision, I can see everything from here to here. Anywhere else, anything past that, should I say, not a hope, not a fucking Scooby-Doo. But that being said, back to what I'm trying to get at. Are motorcycles dangerous? In all honesty, I don't think they are. Oh really? Where are you going? Oh come on, you fucking arse piece. Sorry for that outburst, viewers. Normal service has now resumed. Not a bad test of this new camera angle. It survived upwards of 40 miles an hour. I will say no more than that. There's another thing that can sometimes cause people to have accidents. Well, let's just say make mistakes. Oh, need a bit of front wheel in the air. It's things like this, the conditions. When it's all muggy and nasty like it is now, I mean, it's warm, don't get me wrong. According to my dash, the air temperature is 26 degrees. That is fucking insane for the UK right now. But either way, you know, it is what it is. And it's like, you know, you could have 15 years of riding experience and not have a single accident. You could have 15 minutes and have 5 accidents. Do you know what I mean? Anything's possible. But I know this questions it will keep getting brought up, and it will crop up here, there and bloody everywhere, about people saying that motorcycles are dangerous. They're not. In my honest opinion, I do not believe motorcycles are dangerous. It's either the people on them or the environment around them. It's either going to be learners on L plates that make mistakes at the worst possible time, i.e. on the road or on the street, whatever, or it could be before you even got onto the road, like when you're doing your motorcycle training. It could be something like that. You don't necessarily have to be even on the road to have an accident. You could be in your garage and have an accident. You could be, I don't know, on your drive, or in your parking space where your flat is, or you could be quite happily just fucking around in your garden. And if you're going to have an accident, it's going to happen. But that is usually down to, I would say, human error. I mean, yes, there are other factors taken into account, like it could be a mechanical failure, it could be a environment change, it could be raining, it could be dark. You know, there's 101 different things you could take into account when it comes to actually riding. But in my honest opinion, my own humble opinion, when it comes to actually riding, like it doesn't matter what it is. It could be one of those, it could be a 50cc moped, it could be one of those shitty freewheelers, it could be a trike, it could be a Harley, it could be a super bike, it could be a cruiser, a chopper, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, there could come a time where you do have an accident, but it's how you deal with it that matters. Like I say, it's not always the rider's fault. Like, for example, where I am now on the road, technically speaking, I've turned this single lane into 2 lanes. But again, this is another contentious issue where people talk about filtering, or in other countries they call it lane splitting. You know, it's perfectly legal to do it, providing you're not fucking going stupidly fast around blind corners and shit like that, because that is just, you know, lunacy. It's all well and good. So, you know, again, this is another thing that really bugs me when people talk about canyon carving and stuff like that. It's all well and good saying you know the road you're riding, you've done it 1,000 times, whatever. It's like, for example, this road that I'm riding on now. I've ridden on this road a good couple of 100 times so far, probably even more than that. But that still doesn't take, fuck my life. That still doesn't detract from the fact that I still need to be able to see what I'm doing. I need to be, have my wits about me. I need to be not on edge, but I need to be focused. I need to be ready to make that snap decision, that snap judgment should I need to. Like, for example, this twat in the fucking Prius didn't indicate, just moved, which again is something that doggy. But anyway, I digress. It's situations like that where people don't look at where they're doing and where they're going, what they're doing, and how they're driving or riding or whatever. It's shit like that that makes things difficult for everyone else. Now, I may sound like I'm preaching a little bit. In all fairness, I don't really care, because I want to try and help future generations of riders. Because all it takes is one accident. Just one accident. That's all it takes to ruin someone's life, someone's riding experience, someone's career, someone's family. That's all it takes. It just takes one moment of stupidity, one lapse of concentration, anything like that, and that's it. Game over. Now, I'm sorry. I am really sorry if it comes across like I'm being preachy. But like I said, as a double-barrel part to this video, to answer the question, 1, no, bikes are not dangerous in my opinion. 2, if they're going to be dangerous, it's usually the people that are on them. 3, if it's not the people on them, it's usually the situations or the environment around them. That can't be helped. That's just how it is. And if you use this thing that you're born with, your brain, you'll be absolutely fine. You know, yes, you can't take everything into account, but granted, you can certainly make things better for yourself. Like, for example, people that ride completely bone stock bikes don't have to ride bone stock bikes, but some people do. Some people prefer it. Like this brother over here, he's riding a fucking electric scooter. Well, he really shouldn't be on the road, but I guess you must have a death wish. You know, there's people that do that. There's people that use their motorcycles or scooters or whatever for commuting. You know, there's 101 things you can do on two wheels. The only thing you really can't do is take the family out or go shopping. That is literally it. Anything else, quite possible. If you're lucky enough to be just you and a girlfriend, or you and a boyfriend, or whatever your orientation may be, you know, you can go for a ride out somewhere. You can go to the coast. You can go to, well, you know, I've known people to go commuting all the way down to fucking France, Spain, Portugal, Italy. Just them, the rider, the passenger, and the open road. Gap. A little bit scary, but worth it. So, in summary, if you want to put it in a if you want to generalize it, motorcycles are not dangerous. It's the people or the situations or the environments around them that make it dangerous, in my humble opinion. You can take it or leave it, it's entirely up to you, but that's my understanding of the situation. Like I said, you don't have to listen to me. I'm just giving you my personal opinion from a man who's been riding for 15 years, 15 fucking long years, in all sorts, on all sorts of bikes, in all sorts of weather, all sorts of time of the year, day and night. You know, if I could live on my bike I probably would, but you know, that would get kind of nasty after a while. But you know, just bear in mind, people, if you're a car driver, think about having a go on a bike. If you're a bike and you have a car license, you know, that's probably about the best of both worlds, because you can see it from a two-wheel perspective and a four-wheel perspective. You know, it's one of them things that you know, like for example, my mum and dad, they're in their 60s and 70s, and they think bikes are dangerous. You know, yes, I have had a few big accidents. I've walked away from it. I've been lucky. But the fact of the matter is, they still tell me, oh, be safe, make sure you let me know when you get home and all that sort of stuff. Which is absolutely fine. I have no problem with that. I mean, there's probably going to be someone out there that says, oh, my parents don't do that to me and I'm in my 40s. Well, that might be you, bruv. That's not me. I'd rather have my parents worry about me rather than not give a shit. But anyway, on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to me prattle on, and I shall see you on the next one. Adios.